Welcome back, Uncensored Locks. We are currently on our way. I didn't get up early enough to start recording for y'all, so we had to kind of rush. But we're on our way to the hospital now. And once we get there, he will be taking over. Once we get there, he will be taking over the recording of everything. Hopefully, they let him. He does have his big camera, so they might not let us, but if they don't, he has his phone as well. And we'll just try to explain to y'all as everything progresses and as we find out what's happening, so will y'all. So we'll be back later. Okay, so we're back again, and we wasn't able to record everything because of the process, but so far I got my IV in, and they put these things on my legs down here, which is to keep my blood circulating. They're about to give me meds. This is gonna make me all drowsy and stuff. I don't know how much we're gonna get recorded after this point until the after. Hopefully I can go home today. They did advise that they might have to remove my right fallopian tube, but we don't know yet. And I will be needing a DNC. So I wasn't expecting that, but I'm prepared for it. And we'll just keep giving you updates as we go. Hey you guys, I'm back. And as you can see, I'm still in the hospital. It's actually post-op day 2. So it didn't turn out to be an outpatient surgery like we were hoping. I won't be saying a lot because I'm in a lot of pain. And I'm pretty out of it. They seem to only want to keep giving me Motrin like I didn't just have surgery. It hurts to move. It feels like I'm being stabbed, but they want me walking. And they ended up removing a massive cyst that was wrapped around my fallopian tubes. So I don't know when I'm getting out of here, but I will keep y'all updated. And if I'm able to make it into, I have a private room, so if I'm able to make it into the bathroom, I'll try to get some imagings of the wound so that y'all can see that as well. One of them is kind of low, so I don't know how much you'll actually be able to see, but I'm just trying to show y'all everything that I can. They just brought me some breakfast. I don't even know what they brought yet. Ugh. They brought me eggs and pancakes. I don't even eat eggs. I have to figure that out. But I haven't eaten since the day before yesterday, so this is literally going to be the first thing I eat. And I can't have my pain meds until I eat. They have these compression things on my legs from circulation. And they got me using this thing because I was intubated. So I need to be able to breathe good on my own. And what else? Oh, I still have my IV in and everything. I was throwing up a lot yesterday after the surgery, so that's also another reason. I have not slept because I'm only being given ibuprofen. They did tell me that I'm allowed 2 Percocets, but it's at once, so it's like they'll give me 2 and then back to ibuprofen for the rest of the day. I don't understand it. I don't. It's not cool. I feel like if I would have known that after they decided to go inside and operate, that they would just give me ibuprofen, honestly, I don't think I would have went through with this. But everybody's story is different, so hopefully nobody else is going through that. I'll keep y'all updated. I'm gonna sign off for now because I'm tired and I'm in a lot of pain. But I'll be back soon. Hey guys, so I'm actually back again and it's still post-op day 2, but I wanted to give you guys an update. I just saw my doctor. And I got some very irritating news because I feel like I'm back at step one. They don't know what's wrong with me, but he can't see the endometriosis. He does see damage, he sees swelling, he sees scar, but he doesn't know why. So he did just come in and tell me that they are going to start giving me the Percocets today so I can go home. But I'm going to have to come back in 2 weeks and figure out how to move forward. He took pictures of everything so that he'll be able to show me when I go to his office. But apparently it's not endometriosis. It just has all the symptoms of it, but they can't find it. And that's pretty scary. So I'm back at stage one, I guess, or step one on figuring out what the hell's wrong with me. Welcome back, Uncensored Locks. Today I am 1 week post-op, and I just kind of wanted to give y'all a little update on what it's been like. First off, I got to talk with y'all a little bit after surgery, but it has been a journey. It wasn't as easy as I thought it was. I had some false confidence because I had watched some videos of other people that went through the surgery that I was getting, and I thought, oh, well, they're doing good. 3 days post-op, 4 days post-op, I'm going to be okay. And I may look okay. That does not necessarily mean I feel okay. It is not an easy surgery. It is a very tough process, very painful, being like having to walk and move around, getting up and turning. You get a lot of gas put into you, a lot of CO2, so it did get trapped in my rib cage, and that alone was also very painful. I'm moving around a little bit. I'm not able to wear seat belts and things like that, but outside of that, it's just been a journey. I ended up having a seizure and being rushed to the hospital yesterday, so there was that, but I'm doing better now. Outside of that, I'm just taking it easy, and I'll be back at my 2 week post-op to give y'all the results when I go see the doctor, so stay tuned with me, and I'll see you then. Welcome back, Uncensored Locks. Today is 2 weeks post-op, and I'm currently at the doctor's waiting to see my imaging, get my results, find out everything. The medical assistant already came in and did my blood pressure, talked to me for a little bit, waiting for the doctor. I know a student doctor should be coming in first. That's how it usually works here. So I guess I'm waiting for him and then the actual doctor. So y'all just get to sit and wait with me until we know. When I know, so will y'all. Stay tuned. Hey guys, I am still here, just waiting for the doctor. They came in and it was so far just a student doctor to talk to me and I guess waste some time, but look at my scar. Told me that it's healing good and I can finally put the healing stuff on this. So y'all sound off in the comment section. What can I use on my scars to not let them scar so bad? And what can I use to help with the itch? Because I'm finally allowed to use products on my scars. I'm still waiting for the actual doctor to come in with the imaging and everything, but they told me that he stepped out, I guess. So I'm waiting for him to step back in, and remember he has a patient here. But my mom is actually outside waiting for me, watching my son, so that I could come and take care of this. So just stay and keep on waiting until we know what's up. Like I said, both scars seem to be healing perfectly fine. I do have 2 scars, not one, because it was a laparoscopic surgery. And I guess I'll find out the rest. They're working on trying to get me scheduled for a pap smear because every time they schedule, or trying to get a pap smear done today because every time they schedule it, I end up getting my cycle when I'm supposed to come in and do the test. So they're trying to see if they can push and do it today since I don't have it, and this will be the perfect time to get it out the way. But outside of that, we just waiting, and y'all will know as soon as I know. Be out. So today we're supposed to be discussing, if not endometriosis, then what's making me so sick. Hopefully we can get down to the bottom of this and I'll be able to insert some of the imaging here of what they did find or didn't find. Welcome back, Uncensored Locks. Today is actually going to be post-op week 3 update, and this is going to be the last video that I record for this vlog. It doesn't mean that I'm going to stop talking about endometriosis because I'm not going to stop, but I need to stop the update somewhere. So I did predetermine I would only record up until week 3, and we are finally here, finally made it. It's been a journey. So this one, I'm just going to do a little bit more of just an update. I'm going to talk to y'all about the whole process as one. I didn't really get to record a lot for y'all for the week 2 update because the doctor did not really want cameras in his face, understandable and respectable. But I did get some news in my week 2 appointment that I haven't really been able to go too much into with y'all. So if you stayed with me all the way through this video, then you probably remember a little earlier on in this video on week 2 update. No, I think it was day 2 update, post-op day 2 update, when the doctor basically told me he didn't think I had endometriosis anymore, but he also didn't know what was wrong with me. And I was really frustrated. I was really upset. Well, in my post-op week 2 update, my biopsy results did come back. And apparently it is endometriosis and dysmenorrhea. So that's why I want to kind of sit here and talk to you about it, because one thing I cannot stress enough is endometriosis is such an individualized disease. So when it came into my case, I had so many of the typical symptoms, but I also had some atypical symptoms that couldn't really be explained. And when they did the surgery, what they were looking for to diagnose it, they couldn't find. But then in the biopsy results, they find out, oh, wow, she really does have it. So it just goes to show that you can't give up. Because I had gotten to a point where I was like, okay, well, what else do I do? Because, you know, I've been on all different types of medications. I've seen all different types of doctors. I just went through an intensive surgery where they literally were looking inside of me and they can't find the issue. They can find damage. They can't find what's causing it. What do I do next? And so even though some people be like, well, why would you be relieved that you do have it? It's not necessarily that I'm relieved that I do have it. I'm relieved that I have an answer. And a big part of that relief comes from, like, what my biggest fear after the surgery was, I was told that after the surgery, my next 2 cycles would be the most painful of my life, something I've never experienced before, and just to prepare myself. So I was terrified, okay? I finally got my first cycle, and it's been quite the opposite for me. Something worked in that surgery. The damage that they removed, everything that they did, because I did have to get a DNC as well. Everything that they did, something worked. Because I haven't passed out. I haven't had a seizure. I don't have a fever of 103. I got sick maybe the first day right before, and it was nowhere near as bad. It wasn't a 24-hour thing. It was literally just a couple of hours when I woke up. I had normal symptoms like cramps and fatigue, but you can expect that. So for that, I am grateful, because it tells me that even though I know I'm not cured, the treatments are working. And that's big, because this is the first period that I've had in years where I was still able to be productive, get out of bed and take care of my son and cook a meal or clean the house and just not have to worry about being unconscious on the floor somewhere because I passed out or something went terribly wrong. This was the first relief that I actually got of actually being able to enjoy going out. Well, not necessarily going out, because, you know, we are in the middle of a pandemic. And in all honesty, the surgery kind of helped me, because I had no idea about it. But during my recovery period, I had to stay in the house. So it wasn't as stressful as I feel like it's going to become now, because we do have to stay in the house. And now it's not because of a medical issue on my end. It's a medical issue around the entire world that I need to avoid, because I do have a compromised immune system. So it did kind of help me get through the earlier parts of that. And then I got back on social media and saw online all of the things that was going on. And I started preparing for that side. But my biggest fear was going through this without being prepared, because the stores were empty and I didn't know what I was going to go through this month. And luckily this month, I wasn't affected the way that I usually am. So I hope that this vlog and this process will help someone else, because I definitely know when I first was told that I might have endometriosis, the first thing I did was go on YouTube. YouTube and Google seems to be our best friend in this day and age. And seeing that other women were openly talking about it gave me the courage to find out what was wrong with me and share my story, and hopefully more in depth than what you're able to see, because I wish that I could find a really in-depth story of someone showing you the whole process and everything. And I get why they may not want to, because it's not a pretty process. It's very hard to get hospitals to agree to let you record, because they have so many staff and patients in there that you might end up picking up in your video. So that's also very difficult. So sound off in the comment section with any questions that you may have. I am literally an open book. I'm here to help educate you and learn and be educated myself throughout this journey. I'm here for any type of support that you may need. Like I said, open book. I get it. It's a tough issue for all of us to go through. But as long as we're shy and timid and quiet about these things, the issue in the women's reproductive health system in this world are never going to go away if we're not talking about them to help figure them out and push them forward as real serious medical issues. So go ahead and like this video, share it to a friend. Maybe you have an aunt, a sister, a cousin, a niece that might be having serious or similar symptoms to this, and this video might be able to push them in the right direction. But most of all, subscribe to this channel. More than ever, it helps this channel, especially with the recession that we're about to be going through. Helping build this channel is the one thing that we're aiming for. So like, share, subscribe, hit that notification button down below to get notified every time we release new content, whether it's on this topic of endometriosis or it's our entire group with all the great topics that we're always bringing to you. Until next time, we're out.